Those from May to June have now moved on to July and August, and a long season has become even longer. The next 21 hours might not get any better. Following one of their final days of rest, the first-place Phillies welcome their divisional rivals with two arms that are always more than ready when stepping on the mound at Citizens Bank Park. Earlier this week, it was an earthquake. Later on this weekend, it'll be Hurricane Irene that's scheduled to blow through the Philadelphia area. But at least for tonight, it's baseball. The Florida Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies, Game 1 of what is now a two-game series here at Citizens Bank Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Sarge will be around a little later on in the telecast. All right, the Marlins are in town, and let's face it, this has been one of those odd years for Florida. Everybody thought they'd contend for the National League East title, and not so much.
I know we did. They looked like a very good team at the beginning of the year. Of course, they had Josh Johnson. A lot of other things were going right for them, Tom, but they have really struggled. Two managers, Eddie Rodriguez, that's what they did before they let him go. They brought in Jack McKeon again. It started out okay with Trader Jack, but it's kind of gone downhill after that. They are not scoring a whole lot of runs. Their pitching is very poor. You see they're way back in the standings now as the Phillies have really buried three teams in this division. I don't think anybody would have predicted the beginning of the year that the Phillies would be able to do to the teams in this division what they've done, with the exception of the Atlanta Braves, of course.
Florida Marlins had a terrible month of June. They were 5-23. Well, here in August, they're just 5-17, and they'll have to deal with two big pitchers for the Phillies this weekend. Roy Oswalt tonight, and then Roy Halladay.
And Roy Oswalt is back really throwing the ball well. He was supposed to start a week ago tonight in Washington. Of course, the rain washed that start out. He came out the next night, and he was throwing really well. You could see he had life on his fastball early, especially up in the strike zone. He used it effectively. They called it up in the strike zone, and hitters were chasing it. Threw a really good slider last week, too. He says he wants to improve his changeup, and when he does, he thinks he'll be back to where he was at this point last year, and that would be great with the Phillies. These are the two guys Tom's talking about that are going to pitch here this weekend. Roy Oswalt, lifetime in this ballpark with Houston and the Phillies, 16 starts, a 12-2 record, and Roy Halladay, those starts all with the Phillies, an outstanding record and really good earned run average. So they both like to pitch here at Citizens Bank Park.
All right, a night game tonight, a day game tomorrow. It's just a two-game series because of Hurricane Irene, which is ready to roll through the area. Roy Oswalt tonight, he'll be opposed by Clay Hensley, who's normally a relief pitcher, but he's made 8 starts, counting tonight, for the Florida Marlins. Ryan Howard, 33 home runs against the Florida Marlins. In fact, he and Chase Utley have combined for 57 in their career. The lineups in first pitch when we return. Phillies Up the coast as we speak. It's a Category 2 hurricane. Phillies are hoping to get this one in, and then the day game tomorrow before they head out to Cincinnati. Let's take a look at the Marlins starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at shortstop, Emilio Bonifacio. Omar Infante bats second. Hitting third is Logan Morrison. Mike Stanton, the right fielder, bats cleanup. Greg Dobbs is in the 5 hole. He's the third baseman. Gabby Sanchez hits sixth. And the bottom third of Mike Cameron, John Buck, and Clay Hensley. And they'll face Phillies right-hander Roy Oswalt, making his 17th start. But Wheels, it's his 18th appearance.
Yeah, and off the DL, Tom, 2-1 with a 2.57 earned run average in those 3 starts. He's pitched well in all of them. Those are his overall numbers. A lot of that, of course, was when he was hurt. Back was bothering him. He's not this guy that he is right now. He tells everybody he's feeling really good physically, and watching him pitch, especially the last time out, he had really good stuff in that game against the Nats last Saturday night.
Well, his overall record in his career, 156-90, and he's hoping to keep that percentage up in the final month of the season.
So that Southwest Airlines scouting report on him, and he said after the game last week he's hoping to improve his changeup a little bit. And here are our Nissan keys to tonight's game. Well, Roy Oswalt is healthy, and when he's healthy, he's a heck of a major league pitcher. This is just a bad year for the Fish right now. They are really struggling, but you know what? They are still a dangerous team. There's Jack McKeon, their manager, and if you don't pitch them right, and if you think you're just going to roll over them, they can beat you offensively.
Well, here's Emilio Bonifacio, a .284 hitter with 3 home runs and 24 runs batted in. He's had a pretty good year. He has 32 infield hits this season.
Yeah, and he can steal bags, too. If he gets on, the guy can really run. And he loves all that rosin on the top of his helmet.
0-2 the count. Pine tar, rosin, it's all a mixture, and it's caused him to look, as Larry Anderson says, like a sugar donut.
Yeah, from Stan's. Is that the place?
Yeah, that's it. Outside, 1-2.
Your donut joint in L.A.
Bonifacio, as we said, among the leaders in infield hits. And a changeup down and away. It's 2-2. Saw the numbers for Oswalt, 6-4 with a 3.72 earned run average in his starts against the Florida Marlins. And that ball's hit hard right past Utley and into right field. So Bonifacio's aboard.
Well, that's a pitch he said he needs to work on that he's not happy with, and that's a changeup. And he hung it, thrown decent fastballs to him in that at bat, and then got that pitch in the middle of the plate.
So with nobody out and a runner at first, Bonifacio 30 stolen bases in 38 attempts. And Omar Infante, who's been red hot, overall hitting .279, but in his last 18 games he's hitting .411.
Yeah, they really move over to first. They really missed Infante when he went on the DL for a while. They just had so many things go wrong this year. They don't have an ace pitcher with Johnson gone for most of the season. Just their bullpen is overworked.
Fastball up high, 1-0.
Well, you have to be careful on them because they have home run hitters in their lineup and they can hurt you. And the Phillies are in kind of a weird stretch right now with these games. You know, your tensions on the storm and when you're going to play and when you're going to travel and all the other things. And then they're going to play 34 games in a row. So Charlie was talking today about just staying with the philosophy that they've had here for the last few years, and that's playing one day at a time and not get caught up in all the stuff you can't control.
Well, Roy Halladay is scheduled to go tomorrow afternoon in the 105 game that will be played here at Citizens Bank Park. 2-0 the count to Omar Infante. 5 for 13 so far for Infante during this week. And a changeup for a strike. It's 2-1.
Yeah, he openly has talked about that changeup, that, you know, it's a pitch that was so good for him last year that he's not happy with this season because he hasn't pitched that much and he's been hurt and he feels he really needs it. Doesn't throw the curveball the way that he used to.
There goes Bonifacio. Pitch is taken inside. The throw to second high. And Bonifacio has his 31st stolen base of the year. So he's now in scoring position with nobody out, and it's all of a sudden 3 balls and 1 strike to Infante.
Oswalt was asking Ed Rapuano where that was, and I said it was up. It's a slider, and Carlos's throw is high. No chance to get a guy as fast as Bonifacio.
The ball's hit towards shortstop. Valdez has a play at third, and it hit Bonifacio. He didn't get his feet set properly to make that throw, and there wasn't a whole lot on it.
That's why you don't do that a lot of times. You know, I know you had him by so much, and it's so tempting to do it. But early in the game, you go get the out at first base because it's a hard throw to get an angle. The third baseman really has to give you an angle. And I think he has him by so much, and that's why he wants to do it. But the Polanco's trying to give him some kind of an angle, like out in here, and he winds up hitting him. And now you set up the potential for a big inning. So a boneheaded base running play turns out to be okay for Florida because of the mistake by the Phillies.
So a swing and a miss by Morrison. It's an error charge to Valdez. That's the 3rd error that the Phillies have made since Jimmy Rollins went on the disabled list at shortstop.
One in the first inning in the last game they played here cost them 4 runs.
Logan Morrison just back from the minor leagues. He was sent down for 10 days. Hitting .249 with 18 home runs, 61 runs batted in. He takes outside. There was a lot made with Morrison's demotion down to the minors. The Marlins have said that it was really because of his batting average, which is at .249. But some of the papers down in Florida said it was because he missed a team function with the season ticket holders. That'll be 2. A run will score, but there are 2 outs here in the first.
And you know what? That's basically would have happened. You know, the runner would have gone to third base. That would have been a ground ball to short, and he would have scored anyway, as it turns out, if he hadn't, if you hadn't hit him. So, but in that case, Valdez, in my opinion, just throws that ball to first base. You let him go to third. You play the infield back, and it's 1-0. That's the way it is now.
Yeah. He had him by such a wide
well,
margin.
that was the whole thing. His eyes got big when he saw him.
Yeah.
But what he didn't do is what you said. He didn't get set, and it was tough for Polanco to give him a throwing lane. And it was a really bad base running play by Bonifacio, and he got away with it.
Mike Stanton, 30 home runs, 77 runs batted in. Since the All-Star break, he has 12 home runs, which is 3rd most in the National League. He's hit some long ones too.
Yeah, they say they're not pitching to him much, and why would they? Because their lineup is nowhere near the way that it was earlier in the year. Because Gabby Sanchez isn't swinging the bat at all, and he really was hot. This guy can hit as far as anybody, Tom. So you say he can hit some long ones.
17 home runs on the road. The 1-2. Breaking ball, swung on it, missed, and you can also get him with some soft stuff, and that's exactly what Oswalt just did. Phillies allow a run. We go to the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Marlins. nothing. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off in center field, Shane Victorino. Batting second is Placido Polanco. Hitting third is Chase Utley, followed by Ryan Howard and Hunter Pence. John Mayberry starts in left field again for Raul Ibanez. Carlos Ruiz, the catcher, hits seventh. Wilson Valdez bats eighth, and batting ninth and pitching is Roy Oswalt. And they will face 31-year-old right-hander Clay Hensley, a reliever that's been put back into the starting rotation, making his 8th start of the year.
And it hasn't gone real well for him. As you see there, he walks and strikeouts, not good. Left-handed hitter's pretty good because of the split that he throws. That's a real good changeup pitch for him. Southwest Airlines scouting report, his fastball's a sinker. He'll throw slider, curve, along with the split. And his last 4 games as a starter, he has been hit hard.
Well, Shane Victorino will lead it off. Victorino's riding a 12-game hitting streak. Victorino is 7th in the league at hitting at .313. 14 home runs, 51 runs batted in. How about he has 28 home runs and triples combined this year?
Pretty impressive.
Chopper to second, and Omar Infante. During the 2011 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Here comes Placido Polanco. Polanco had a good series against the Mets. Phillies won 2 of 3. He was 6 for 14 against them.
That ball's hard too. And, you know, they made a great play on him. Turner did, the second baseman, late in that game where the Phillies, you know, they made a little run at the Mets there.
Phillies, of course, were off yesterday. So were the Marlins. The Braves weren't. The Braves won yesterday. So the Phillies' lead in the division is at 6 games as play begins tonight.
Mets and Braves are already postponed the other 2 games for the weekend. They're going to play a doubleheader in September to make them up. So that'll be a 1-game series, whereas this will hopefully be a 2-game series.
2-0 the count to Polanco. And he takes strike 1. The Phillies, Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Diane Campbell of York, Pennsylvania.
That's like Stump the Experts trivia question.
If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Diane will win $200.
You say it so many times, sometimes it doesn't come out right.
It's odd when it doesn't. Outside, 3-2. Phillies have had a lot of success against the Marlins this year. They lost their last game against Florida, but they've outscored them 64-30 in the last 12 games.
Yeah, they had a big lead in that last game in Florida, and then they tied it up, and then Stanton beat them with that. Well, that was just a boom home run. Still see that home run he hit that night. Ooh, did he hit that hard?
Here are the numbers for the season series. The Phillies have a 9-3 edge. Marlins have pitched just .217. That's kind of their story at times this year. Earned run average of 5.20. Now, they've been without Josh Johnson for most of the year, but Sanchez, Nolasco, Volstad, those 3 guys who, with Johnson on the DL, you know, those guys are very important pieces for the Marlins. They have not fared well against the big boys in the National League East, which is one of the reasons why the Marlins have not fared well against everybody in the National League East.
I think everybody's still shocked that they're having this kind of year. They have good players, and it just didn't. You didn't know they're going to win the division, no. But be competitive the way they normally are. Oh yeah, right to the very end.
1-1 the count to Utley, .279 hitter with 9 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Chase had 3 hits and 10 at bats in the series against the Mets.
See Hensley with a sinker there. He's going to try and sink the ball a lot, especially with men on base, and try and get double plays, and also throw that change up to left-handed hitters. That's why the left-handed hitters haven't hit a whole lot off him, because he has a pretty good one.
That one came just a hair inside. Nutley pops it up. Two outs here at the bottom of the first. They'll bring Ryan Howard to the plate. Ryan's been locked on 96 runs batted in for a week now. He's second in the league in RBIs behind Prince Fielder. Excuse me, third behind Prince Fielder and Matt Kemp. First pitch is inside, 1-0. Fielder has 100. Kemp has 97. And Ryan has 96. Splitter, cut on and missed. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, you know, that's what he is able to control left-handed hitters to the point where you saw the batting average against him, that he can throw that pitch behind in the count instead of giving in with a fastball, which Ryan Howard was swinging at a fastball there.
Outside this time. It's 3-1. Talked about Ryan's numbers as Hunter Pence waits on deck against the Marlins. It's remarkable some of the numbers he's put up against the teams in the National League East home run wise. And the Marlins are one of those teams that he's putting together almost a year's worth of offensive numbers. He smokes that one, and Bonifacio goes to a knee to snag it out of the air, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We go to the second. 1-0 Florida. For your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry, get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at-bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Greg Dobbs leads it off here in the top of the second. Dobbs has had a decent year, 280 with 5 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Needs 10 hits to reach 100 for the season, which tells you that he's had a pretty good year, but also he's played a lot. So the move to Florida turned out to be a positive one for him. And he slaps it the other way, a base hit.
Well, the last time the Phillies played these guys, Bonifacio started all 3 games at third base because Hanley Ramirez was playing, but he's on the DL. Wes Helms is gone, so Greg's getting a chance to play a lot of third base.
Hanley Ramirez is on the DL with a left shoulder sprain. Here's Gabby Sanchez. Good numbers against the Phillies this year. Overall, solid numbers, but he's been in a rut lately. Phillies going to try to keep him in that rut.
Yeah, they say he just looks confused up there. This guy early in the season, even when we saw him in July, was hitting line drives all over the place, using the entire field. In fact, they're playing him straight away, basically. And evidently has really struggled.
On the hands, back toward the Hall of Fame club, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Sanchez represented the Marlins in this year's All-Star game. And look what he's done in August after a decent month of July.
Yeah, you said, Tom, you represent him in the All-Star game, so that gives you an idea that he had a pretty good first half.
Hit hard, foul. Happy young lady.
She sprinted in that aisle to get that ball. Anticipation.
Yeah,
huh?
she knows the drill.
Yeah.
Phillies, as you know, are accepting applications and DVDs for next year's Ball Girls. And another opportunity down the left field line. This time cut off.
Bring that glove, you never know.
That fastball at 91. Oswald's fastball in his last outing was the best that he's had since coming off the DL. He was topping off at 93. In fact, he averaged just under 93 miles an hour with his fastball.
He's jumping out of his hand pretty well in that game, and he was using it upstairs effectively. Intentionally throwing high fastballs for hitters to chase.
Boy, Sanchez is spoiling one pitch after another.
Look at that swing. Like a wood chopper. I mean, there are emergency swings with 2 strikes, and then there's that.
No, he's certainly seen a lot of pitches.
Yeah. I don't know how he hit that. I think Oswald's thinking the same thing. Like, I made a good pitch to him there. Well, these guys are sure making him work early in this game.
This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat to Gabby Sanchez.
Yeah, still nobody out in this inning.
Fly ball, right side. Ryan Howard calls off Chase Utley, and 1 away. Well, our sister channel, the Weather Channel, providing the radar coverage of Hurricane Irene. Now, due to Hurricane Irene, Sunday's 1:35 game has been rescheduled for 1 o'clock tomorrow. Fans holding tickets dated Sunday, August 28th, that's game number 71, should use those tickets for tomorrow's 1:05 game. Children 14 and under will receive the ShopRite Cliff Lee Back to School gym bag tomorrow. Roy Halladay is expected to pitch in that game. Now, the game that was scheduled for tomorrow night will be made up on Thursday, September 15th. Now, the time for that one has not been determined yet. You can check your local listings and Phillies.com, Comcast Sportsnet, as we go deeper into this season. There's Doc taking a look at Mike Cameron. Runner goes. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, because of Hurricane Irene, here are some of the sporting events that have been affected. The Mets and the Braves already postponed tomorrow, that doubleheader. Red Sox and the A's. The Giants and the Jets football game has been moved to earlier in the day. The Union and Revolution, that game will be made up later on. And the Barclays, which is the golf tournament in North Jersey, they're going to play, what was it, 54 holes now?
Yeah.
Camera in the right center field. That's pretty well hit. Victorino on the run, gets to the spot, makes the catch. And Dobbs, caught out at second, hustles back to first in time. I don't know if he didn't see it or what.
Yeah, I mean, that play was, out there in right center field. It looked like both guys had a chance to get to it. Maybe Greg Dobbs read it that neither one of them was going to get there. See Shane right there. I guess he's calling for you. You can't tell with that mouth guard. Might be going, oh boy, got him. Something like that. It might what Hunter Pence might have heard. But they recognize it as Shane.
I asked Shane, so why do you wear the mouthpiece? He said, yeah, I really don't know.
It would be a little hard to say I got it with that baby in there, wouldn't it?
There's John Buck. He takes the first strike. A lot of times guys wear that just to, basically just to protect their teeth. It doesn't matter what the sport is, but also here in baseball.
He doesn't know?
He said he doesn't really, have a reason. He said he started wearing it, and he's grown used to it. Ryan Howard wore it for a while. Does not wear it anymore. One ball and 1 strike to count to Buck. And it's low. 2 balls and 1 strike. John Buck hitting .231 with 15 home runs. 0 for 5 lifetime against Oswalt. And he'd love to make it 0 for 6.
Well, he's using that changeup, and he's thrown a couple good ones in this inning. He threw one real good one to Cameron. That was an excellent changeup to John Buck behind in the count. You can see Roy Oswalt trying to get that pitch back. He has enough fastball to use that changeup, be effective with it.
We saw last year how important it was to his success. There's a slider down and away, and it's 3-2, or a curveball, I should say. Clay Hensley is on deck.
Yeah, he doesn't want to turn the lineup over here, does Oswalt, but he doesn't have to give in to Buck either with a pitcher on deck and a 3-2 count. So, you probably will see something either out of the strike zone or off speed.
Figure Dobbs will be off and running on this pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. There he goes. And opposite way, a base hit. Dobbs on his way to third. And Hunter Pence's throw goes to second. So first and third now for the Marlins.
Well, he threw him a slider, but it was a hanger. Here it is right here. It doesn't do much. Just kind of spins right in the middle of the plate. Buck hits it hard the other way.
That'll bring Clay Hensley to the plate. Hensley's 0 for 10 officially this year. And he fouls it back. It's 0-1.
And 8 for 82 lifetime. That computes to a nifty 0.98.
Actually took a pretty good swing at that pitch there. Popped up into foul territory. Here comes Utley. He gets there and makes the catch. And the side is retired. Nice play by Chase into foul territory. Marlins leave a couple. We go to the bottom of the second, and Hunter Pence is due to lead it off. They're presenting a cake to Ricky. Michael Barkat is singing happy birthday, leading the singing of happy birthday. There's Margie who's presenting Ricky with the cake. Let's see if Ricky can get those candles blown out and not get anything on anybody when he does that. So happy birthday, Ricky Bo. It's a nice way to celebrate his birthday before he goes back to work. Speaking of Ricky Bo and Michael Barkat, well, Ricky will go back to work after the game with Phillies Post-Game Live. It's brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. Again, it's right here immediately after the game on Comcast Sportsnet. That's it. Smear it all over him. So Ricky Vitalico celebrating a birthday today. So is Kyle Kendrick, his 27th birthday. Happy birthday to Kyle. Elvis Andrus of the Rangers. David Price of the Tampa Bay Rays. And Todd Zolecki is also celebrating a birthday today. Todd, of course, from Phillies.com. Let's hope there's enough cake to go around to the 45,000 that are on hand here tonight. There's Todd. Jim Salisbury next to him. Jimmy, turn and wish Todd a happy birthday, will you? There's Kyle Kendrick. Kyle's back out in the bullpen.
Big day, August 26th.
That's right. There's Hunter Pence. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Couple of right-handers and Zoe.
Kyle Kendrick is, he and his wife Stephanie are awaiting the arrival of their first child, which will happen in early September. Pretty eventful next couple weeks for him. 0-2 the count. Kyle is back in the bullpen, as we mentioned, after doing a nice job as the spot starter for the Phillies with all of these rainouts and Hurricane Irene and the off day yesterday. Phillies rotation is kind of in flux right now.
And pretty soon they're all going to have a chance to pitch. There's not going to be 0 days off in the month of September. In fact, it's going to come out to something like 34 straight days they're going to play. And there's a doubleheader in there, too.
Right. The doubleheader against the Washington Nationals.
So there will be plenty of chances for everybody to pitch.
Including Cole Hamels, who's scheduled to start on Tuesday in Cincinnati. Cliff Lee has been shifted to Monday. Vance Worley, of course, has won 9 games this year. Two and 2 the count. And Pence went around. First strikeout for Clay Hensley. And that'll bring John Mayberry to the plate.
This is a slider, and he definitely swings at it. Pretty good pitch here by Hensley with 2 strikes. Can't stay off it.
So Pence is retired. We'll go down and take a look at that one. Here's John Mayberry. Mayberry starting in left field again tonight. Raul Ibanez still nursing that sore groin. Solid numbers across the board. 269 with 12 homers and 41 runs batted in. There's Raul.
And they felt he could have played tonight, but Charlie wanted to give him one more game at least. And Mayberry, let's face it, Mayberry's been hot.
And right-handers have pretty good numbers against Clay Hensley. It's not as if he has dominated right-handed hitters.
Much better than left-handed hitters.
The 0-1. And on the hands, a roller to third, Greg Dobbs. Two away here in the second. Well, here's one of the Phillies' hottest hitters lately. You see a 7-game hitting streak. He's also had 5 straight multi-hit games. And he takes upstairs. Two 2-0 the count to Ruiz. Carlos had 4 hits in the series against the Mets. He was 4 for 9. His numbers have not been as good against the Marlins this season. And he takes strike 1. Wilson Valdez next up. Down the left field line. That'll hook foul.
And all fastballs so far from Hensley. And Carlos just out front a little bit, and he knows it's foul right away.
Hit hard toward third. So Greg Dobbs has 2 chances here in the second, takes care of both of them, and the Phillies go down in order. We've completed our first 2 here in South Philadelphia. Top of the order due up for the Marlins when we return. .com. Go to the fans section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wills, here's the question. Name the Phillies player that went 7 for 9 versus the Reds in the 1976 National League Championship Series. We figured it was Todd Zolecki and Ricky Bottalico's birthday, so we give you a layup.
That's a layup?
Yeah.
I think so.
The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning.
I was there. That was a long time ago.
Steel trap, Wills, steel trap.
Some nights.
Not every night?
No. Don't ever want to say ever about anything, huh?
Bonifacio bunts foul. That it's 1-1. He singled and scored his first time up.
That's what a guy like Bonifacio should do a lot. Try to bunt, get on base and score runs. And uses tremendous speed. There are a few guys in this league can run with this guy.
A looper towards short, caught by Valdez. And 1 away here in the 3rd. Well, Wheels, last couple of days while we were away, the news came out of Baltimore that was very sad. The passing of Mike Flanagan, the former American League Cy Young Award winner for the Baltimore Orioles, also the general manager of the Baltimore Orioles. According to the coroner, Mike committed suicide outside his home in the Baltimore area. And I was watching Davey Johnson's comments yesterday, the manager of the Nationals, and Davey, of course, played for the Baltimore Orioles, and his friends, family, as you can imagine, just totally taken aback by the whole situation.
Yeah, nobody can understand it. Yeah, that's the feeling you got when you saw interviews with people that knew Mike, and it's just unimaginable that could happen. Who knows? Try someone to do that.
Well, Davey Johnson's comments were so emotional and embracing for the Flanagan family. Jim Duquette, who worked with Mike in Baltimore, his comments I heard him on several different radio stations yesterday. You know, the two perfect people to talk about what a great guy Mike Flanagan was. And you know, it's a tough time for the Oriole family because he was really good in the 70s when they went to the World Series in 1979.
I remember a game at Jack Russell Stadium, and Bo won't mind if I tell this because it's true. He's facing Larry Boa. First pitch, broke his bat. Bo throws it back. Foul ball. Next pitch, broke his bat. Tosses it back. You know, he's got to go back. You know, they're all over him in the dugout. Third pitch, broke his bat, but he kept it in play. And he grounded out. 3 pitches, 3 broken bats because Flanagan could really pitch inside.
In spring training.
Spring training.
Probably didn't have a lot of bats with him.
Well, you know, he didn't have a lot of bat speed at that point of spring. And he would pitch inside with the best of them. Boy, Mike Flanagan was some pitcher.
The 0-2 to Morrison in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
To watch him, Bo, going back to the dugout when some bat boy would be bringing the bat out, snatch it out of his hand because you know they were just all over him in both dugouts.
Well, the Orioles had some really good pitchers back then. Flanagan, Jim Palmer. I mean, that was a tough rotation in the 70s.
Cuellar, Pat Dobson.
Fly ball right center field. Long run for Victorino. He's there, makes the catch, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins here at the top of the 3rd. Victorino's been pretty busy out in the alleyway so far tonight as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Zoom Zoom by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Citizens Bank. Where for homes? Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. 1-0 Marlins as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Sun was shining today. It was warm. Didn't feel like there was a hurricane pending. Then again, we didn't feel like there was an earthquake pending the other day either.
Been around too many times we felt pending hurricanes. We don't get them around here. We had one in the 50s called Hurricane Hazel, because they don't come inland. This one, for all intents and purposes, certainly is going to.
Wilson Valdez leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. Valdez takes a strike. It's 0-1. 2 for 6 of the series against the Mets. Well, Clay Hensley said that he's tired of making 3-inning starts. We go to the 3rd.
Well, he's been very effective tonight, mixing his pitches up, pitching backwards just enough to confuse the hitters. They've been chasing a lot of bad balls. Valdez asked for time there, I think, and didn't get it. Something. The pitch was a ball, though.
It was.
Yeah. See Ed Rapuano's motion to the dugout like, no, it's too late.
In the air to left field. Wilson Valdez, they've kidded him all year that he hasn't gone yard, and he just went yard. He's tied this ball game up at 1 apiece. They're in the bottom of the third.
I made error in the first inning. He made up for it right there. That looked like your classic hanging slider. So it's hanging breaking ball of some kind. And it was really teed up for him, but he didn't miss it. Let's see what we can tell in the replay. Oh.
And he knew it too. It's his 6th career home run.
Well, he hit so many of them, you know, he had to know he hit it out, right?
Diane Campbell of York, Pennsylvania, you've just won $200. Compliments of the McDonald's home run jackpot. As Ryan Howard said the other day when Wilson Valdez hit that ball to straightaway center field, he finally hit a ball to where the grown-ups play.
Yeah.
The grown-up part of the ballpark.
And he's much better off hitting it where he hit that one if he wants to hit a home run.
Well, very true.
Well, that's nice. Get back even. To mention, Hensley been making pitches here early in the ball game, but that time he just flat out hung a breaking ball and he crushed it.
8 home runs allowed by Hensley. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Roy Oswalt.
6 of them by right-handed hitters.
Oswalt drags it toward the hole. Bonifacio throws him out. 1 away. Now, the Phillies sold out of season tickets this year. Did you miss your opportunity? With the deposit, fans can now be placed on the priority wait list for 2012 season ticket plans. Deposits do not guarantee a ticket plan, but do hold a place on the priority wait list. See the ticket section at Phillies.com for details. Speaking of tickets, just a reminder that tomorrow's 105 game is essentially Sunday's game. So if you hold tickets to Sunday's game, you should use them for tomorrow afternoon's ball game. Saturday night's game has been postponed. It was made up on the 15th of September. As Victorino's retired for the 2nd out. One game here in the bottom of the 3rd. Placido Polanco up for the 2nd time. Polanco the opposite way. Stanton over toward the line, gets to the spot, and the side is retired. But the Phillies tie it up. Wilson Valdez, his first home run of the year. It's only his 6th career home run. But it must have felt good off the bat because he absolutely knew it. We go to the 4th. office chairs from Hahn. Who but W.B. Mason? Top of the fourth, Mike Stanton leads it off for the Marlins. It'll be Stanton, Dobbs, and Gabby Sanchez. All even at one. Gary Matthews joins us up here in the booth. Stanton struck out his first time up. And a fastball inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, got him on a slow breaking ball. That's how you actually get him out. Good fastball hitter, Mike Stanton is.
Well, the Marlins have this interesting note in their packet. He's the 6th youngest to reach 30 home runs before September 1st in a season in baseball history.
Wow.
I mean, there are some pretty impressive names that are part of the list. Look at that. Under the age of 22, he joins Jimmy Fox at 30, at least up to this point. Eddie Matthews, Frank Robinson, Mel Ott, A-Rod, Pujols. That's a scorcher right on by Hunter Pence. And Stanton will go to second with a leadoff double.
Well, that kind of gives you an indication of just how hard this young man hits the ball.
I think that's part of it, Sarge, is that, he's only 21. And, our eyes can tell a lot of the story and have over, our lifetime in baseball. But the ball just jumps off this kid's bat.
Well, there's that fastball again, and he reminds you a lot of Hunter Pence, that he loves that fastball, vulnerable to that breaking ball kind of going away from him. But this kid's going to be a talent for a pretty long time.
There's Greg Dobbs. He singled his first time up, takes down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, I just sometimes can't get over really the velocity and the ferociousness of the way the ball leaves his bat.
Well, a little bit different than it does off of most hitters. You can actually hear it when he hits that ball solid. I mean, line drives that this kid hits. Wouldn't consider the Florida Marlins ballpark a home run hitter's ballpark.
On the outside corner, it's 2-1. Oswalt 1 pitch away from 60 pitches here in the fourth. Hit hard right inside the first base bag down the right field line. The Marlins are going to retake the lead, and Dobbs will have an RBI. He'll pull into second. So he's 2 for 2, back-to-back doubles for the Marlins. And it's a 2-1 Florida lead here in the top of the fourth.
Well, you did exactly what you're supposed to do with nobody out, runner on second base, and that is to pull the ball to the right side. He gets a double for his efforts right down the line there. Ryan Howard not able to get it, and then it hugs the line, goes all the way down to the fence before Hunter Pence is able to pick it up.
So still nobody out, runner at second. Gabby Sanchez, the batter. Came back with a changeup. It's 1-1, or I should say a slider. Didn't have a lot of break on it. They popped him up for the second time. Yeah, the first out here in the top of the fourth. And Mike Cameron will be the batter. Cameron flied out to deep right center field his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. And now Oswalt with a runner at second will have to deal with Cameron. Try to get through this inning with only the 1 run coming across the plate.
Yeah, well, Doesn't want any more damage right now. These are the type of clubs you got to get on top of. You don't want to play close with them. Have a tendency to do funny things, come up with different runs. So again, you want to add on when you're playing against clubs that aren't 500 and keep, well, you want to just keep beating them up for sure.
Well, that's what the Phillies have done against the Marlins this year. But let's face it, Sarge, I think everybody's surprised that the Marlins have turned out to be the team that they are right now. I mean, maybe people thought they would fade in September, but not in June.
No, and again, though, you throw that out of the window when they play against this club. Even though Fighting Phils have won quite a bit, these guys play them pretty tough. Well, it's not an easy fight when you play against this club. And again, now they're playing like they have nothing to lose, in which they don't, because they know they're not going to be in postseason. So they're able to go out there and just play with no pressure.
Give me your thoughts. I mean, this is surprising that they're as bad as they are. I mean, isn't it?
Injuries and a lot of their pitchers. You end up having the pitchers like you see that they have with the injuries. Good catch there by Mayberry. But it starts on the hill, and the same with this club. Yeah, Ramirez, there's their shortstop, Hanley Ramirez, not having the year that they normally would fill, and he's a big part of their offense.
Well, he's been hurt part of the year, too. They're going to walk John Buck with Hensley due up. Buck singled his last time up, so they figure we're not even going to fool around with him. They'll walk him intentionally. Marlins lead it 2-1 thanks to an RBI double by Greg Dobbs. Powerade Ion 4. Focus, hustle, hydrate, and believe. So the intentional walk puts runners on first and second. Hensley popped out to Utley in foul territory his first time up. Chase made a fine running play. Shows bunt. That ball goes right off the glove of Ruiz, and both runners will move up. That'll most likely be a pass ball unless he was crossed up. I think he may have been crossed up.
Well, they're checking with their signs right now, making sure that they're on the same page. That's ball normally there that Carlos actually will catch. See that ball dip down just at the last minute.
7 pass balls this year for Ruiz. He had 4 all of last season. I think he was expected a fastball.
Yep.
And there we go. Ground ball to third. Polanco right by the bag. And the side is retired. So the Marlins leave a couple, but they retake the lead on the RBI double by Greg Dobbs. Chase Utley to lead it off when we return. postponed. It's been rescheduled for September 15th. It's game number 70. So those tickets, game number 70 tickets, you'll use for the September 15th makeup. It'll be a time to be determined. Fans will be notified once a game time has been set. Check out Phillies.com, as we mentioned before, for more information over the next week or so. And thanks to our sister network, the Weather Channel, we take a look at Hurricane Irene and its path. Now, high tide and the arrival of Hurricane Irene in our area, everybody thinks is going to happen around the same time. So everybody be cautious over the next couple of days. I know all the stores in the Delaware Valley, all the flashlights, all the water, the propane tanks, the generators, everything's gone out the door.
Well, you want to be prepared, and you definitely need those flashlights if you don't have electricity.
We go to the bottom of the fourth here at Citizens Bank Park. The hurricane can't keep us away from our Phillies. That's right. Chase Utley leads it off here at the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Utley, Howard, and Hunter Pence. Utley popped out to second his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Mentioned Ryan Howard's home run total against the Florida Marlins. How about Chase? 24 home runs against Florida in his career. That's 57 between the two, and they've basically been third and fourth in the lineup since Howard arrived in the majors.
Well, you always, when we talk about it, have some of those clubs you feel very comfortable, against. Oh, good curveball. Ball coming straight down. Those are the harder curveballs, I think, to hit. One's coming straight down, as opposed maybe that slider or that ball kind of breaking away from you. All timing, the curveball that he throws, just to make sure you try and get the good part of the bat on it.
Outside and high, 1-2. Utley hits it hard, but Bonifacio, I don't think we've ever seen anybody play in that spot for Chase Utley.
One of the few times you hit a ball right up the middle and that hard and not get a hit for your efforts.
Well, let's take a look at the Mazda leaders, the all-time leaders in home runs against the Marlins. And Ryan Howard is second to Chipper Jones. Andrew Jones, we see him at the top of a lot of lists against the National League East, but how about Sammy Sosa? Sammy Sosa and Barry Bonds both outside the division among the leaders.
Yeah, well, that's, again, facing that club and being able to show power numbers on them. Curveball that's down.
Howard lined to short his first time up. It was really a liner to the right side of the diamond, but Bonifacio, the shortstop, playing over on the right side.
No, well, that's how you like for him to hit the ball, regardless if he's getting a hit. And once he starts that, he gets the ball elevated, it'll start to go out of the ballpark. Still a little bit uncomfortable, just the way that he's swinging. Not a fluid swing, the way that you've seen him swing when he's hitting the ball.
On the hands, off the mound, a little easier play for Bonifacio. And 2 outs for Hunter Pence. That might have been surprising to Pence that he got a fastball on the first pitch.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually he wasn't actually swinging at it. Well, he usually stays pretty firm and looking for the fastball.
One ball, one strike to count to Pence.
Well, that's a tough pitch. Hunter Pence thinking that ball might be a little bit high, maybe outside.
A little out in front of that one, and Logan Morrison, the left fielder, settles under it, and the side is retired. So 6 in a row retired by Hensley since the home run by Valdez. We've completed 4 here at Philadelphia. Bonifacio, he's 1 for 2. Hit a soft liner his last time up. Singled and scored in the first. And he takes outside. It's 1-0. What do you think of Roy Oswalt tonight, Sarge?
Well, he's still trying to get that velocity back. You know, he's been around the plate. I've seen him pitch so much better, but again, he's coming back. And he's going to be fine and healthy, and only he will know. I think he'll be just fine.
Last time, his fastball averaged just under 93. Tonight, it's probably a little less than that, but it's still, 90, 91.
Yeah, and that's plenty of fastball. I just think he needs to get when you have those first pitch strikes.
Slap to the middle, and for the second time tonight, he's gotten ahead of Bonifacio. 2 strikes, and he's given up a hit. Phillies baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason for amazingly low office product prices. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF now. And by Jeep Brand. We don't just make SUVs, we make history. Well, same scenario as the first inning. A leadoff single by Bonifacio, and Omar Infante is the hitter.
Well, one of those guys that definitely on his own when he's on the bases has good speed. That's when you need to be throwing those first pitch strikes. Takes pressure off of you, because the longer you go, the easier it is for the hitter. But then again, you're going to end up giving up that stolen base if he gets a pretty good jump.
talking about those first pitch strikes, he's only thrown 6 first pitch strikes in the game. 1 ball and 1 strike. I think if you're a pitcher, there has to be guys. I mean, Bonifacio's one of them. You know, Ricky Henderson was always one of them. Mickey Rivers. They get on, you're sitting there thinking, oh man, this could be a double.
Yeah, well, they split your concentration, and you know it doesn't matter if they get a good jump. Those base stealers, it's always bang bang or they steal the bag.
You buy into the Greg Maddux theory that guys are going to steal, they're going to steal.
Well, he's a little different. You know, and most of the time he's keeping runners off of the bases.
Toward third, could be 2. Polanco feeds Utley. Pretty impressive. 5-4-3, 2 outs here in the 5th.
Very surprised Bonifacio wasn't running earlier in the count. You take a chance on just exactly what happened. Soft hands, nice turn as he throws the ball right exactly where Utley needs to be able to turn it.
Well, that's how you take care of a base stealer, Sarge.
Oh, yeah.
Get the guy behind him and hit into a 5-4-3 double play.
Well, and you needed it to be able to hit right at the fielder. And hit that ball pretty good, however.
Logan Morrison 0 for 2, hit into a double play his first time up. It fly to center his last time.
That's where he gets to where he's wasting some of his pitches. You want some of those balls put in play. It just saves him on the pitch count. Just a little bit closer there to the plate in a good location.
Line drive to right field. Pence will knock it down and it spins away from him. Morrison's trying for second. Victorino's throw not in time. That'll be a double.
Kind of caught him almost in between. Didn't know whether or not to actually come and get it. Then he decided, well, I got to go on and block the ball. The ball's coming down, and you see how he did kind of block it. Victorino coming over. He did keep it in front of him and blocking the ball on purpose. But by then, too late. Victorino can't stop him from getting the double.
That had it hurt a little bit. It hit just below where the glove was. Thought maybe they'd be careful with Stanton. Maybe they still will be.
Oh, I would think so. Well, you don't want to make a mistake here on a guy that can hit that ball out of the ballpark. If he swings at this, you want it to be your pitch.
Oh, it was a curveball cut off by Polanco. And Oswalt gets out of the 5th. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left in scoring position. On to the bottom of the 5th. The Marlins leading it 2-1. this season. Watch Birds of Summer Sunday night at 5:30 and 10:30 only on Comcast Sportsnet. Bottom of the 5th here at Citizens Bank Park. Marlins lead it 2-1. Espernali as crowded as usual. John Mayberry leads it off 0 for 1. He grounded to third. His first time up. And he takes strike one. All right, so last 3 hitters, he started them off with an 85-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, I guess they really still want to maybe look at a pitch. I know I don't want to get to where I have to hit that curveball right there. It's one of the reasons that you look for the ball that's straight, a little easier to hit than the breaking ball, especially if he has a good one.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Washington leads Cincinnati 3-1. Wilson Ramos, a 3-run home run for the Nats. Phillies will head to Cincinnati probably tomorrow. Begin a 4-game series on Monday. Charlie Manuel and Rich Doobie were talking about the rotation before today's game. And a lot of what they're going to do is up in the air. It depends on Hurricane Irene. You know that Cliff Lee will start on Monday. And then Cole Hamels on Tuesday. But if the hurricane arrives early, and it's a big storm,
yeah,
you never know what's going to happen in tomorrow afternoon's ball game, which may change the rotation yet again. We do know that Joe Blanton will throw a bullpen on Tuesday. That's the plan right now in Cincinnati as he continues to try to get himself back from the elbow issues he's had. Blanton will throw Tuesday after throwing today. I guess a lot will depend on how he feels tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's just no fun looking from the bench. You want to be in there trying to help your teammates out.
Ruiz hits it over to third. Turned out to be an easy hop for Dobbs.
Dobbs throwing the ball right on the money after catching those ground balls.
Sarge, here you go. It's our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Well, there it is, too. And Valdez, knowing the ball is going out of that ballpark. There's your Coors Light Cold Hard Blast there.
First home run of the year for Valdez.
Hit a long ways.
6th career home run.
Unreal. Well, obviously, I mean, he wants to be a offensive player, no more so for his defense. But you're around good hitters. Sometimes that does rub off on you.
Straightaway center field. Mike Cameron. He settles back, puts it away. 9 in a row retired by Clay Hensley since Valdez's home run. It's on to the 6th there in Philadelphia, and Roy Oswalt goes back to work.
Few have made the journey to AAA and back as much as John Mayberry this season, but he is making a case for a permanent residence with the Phillies. The ball is coming off his bat with power and consistency, while the extra base hits keep piling up. Like his father, he can swing the bat, and these swings are brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Now 2-1 Florida as we go to the top of the 6th. Phillies offense has managed only one hit through the first 5 innings against Clay Hensley. That one hit, a solo home run by Wilson Valdez. Roy Oswalt has not had his best stuff. He's at 90 pitches, but he's gutted his way through the first 5. He has not been able to solve Greg Dobbs, who's 3 for 3.
Well, they continue to keep pressure on the fighting field by putting base runners on.
Marlins now have had the leadoff batter aboard in 5 of the 6 innings so far. Gabby Sanchez 0 for 2. Ed Rapuano, the home plate umpire, took a little extra time and decided he went around. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, up to Citi Field, where the Mets lead the Braves 2-0. 9 hits for the Mets in the first 5 innings, and they have 2 runs. Braves have just 1 run. Mets are still threatening. They have first and second with a couple outs. Jose Reyes began his rehab yesterday, and the Mets have lost 16 of 21. As that 1-game series gets underway. 1 and done, Sarge.
Yeah. They have that old familiar song that the Cubs have had for years. Wait until next year.
Look out, everybody.
Well, the one thing that happens, though, when the team's not playing very well toward the end, you get a chance to see some of your younger talent that you would have in the minor leagues. That way it's easier for you to make decisions the next year whether or not a particular player can make your squad.
That ball's hit hard right past Polanco, and now runners on first and second. All right, Sarge, it's time now for the Coors Light Freeze Can. It's been a busy homestand for the Fanatic.
Oh, that was great.
Little Lady Gaga. And then, of course, Bessie the cow came around. And the Fanatic was able to get a couple of gallons of milk out of Bessie the cow. He should celebrate it with the fans a lot. Then he played Robin Hood and decided to, well, play the streaker as well. Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. 3rd hit in a row, and the bases are now loaded. This inning is not going well right now for Roy Oswalt. And David Herndon is starting to warm up in the pen.
He's starting to get that ball up in the zone, and I talked about early strikes. Well, he's throwing those now, but not in really good areas. Others out there trying to give him a little bit of a breather. Yeah, no, he's the type of pitcher. I mean, seen him for many of years. Doesn't throw as hard as he used to, but same type of demeanor.
Well, he's at 97 pitches now, and you know he's certainly a competitor when you talk about that demeanor. And you hope that he can somehow see his way through this. The Phillies will set up for 2.
Yeah. And preferably a strikeout, especially then with your pitcher coming up. Maybe you can see your way out of it, or double play ball.
10 hits allowed by Oswalt. 2 starts ago, he allowed 12 hits, which tied his career high.
Now the breaking ball that he's throwing now is just kind of starting to roll a little bit. If you get those early strikes, you can get that ball down, and hitters won't have the great balance that they've had here so far.
Fly ball, right field, pretty deep. Pence going back, warning track wall, and it's a grand slam for John Buck. Opposite way, and it's 6-1 Florida.
Wow.
Man, did that ball carry. 16 home runs now for John Buck.
Well, I didn't think he got it when he first hit it, but the ball just kept carrying and carrying. Shows you how strong John Buck is. See where the pitch is. Oh, sorry. It's right down the middle. Inside out type of swing, and didn't go out by much, but it did.
Yeah, no sense in reviewing that one. It went into the first row. And Clay Hensley will be the hitter with the Marlins up 6-1. John Buck now with 16 home runs. It's the most by a Marlins catcher in quite some time. In fact, Miguel Olivo hit 15 home runs a few years ago. That's why they got him, not only because they felt like he could handle a young staff or a staff they thought was about to take the next step, but also because he has some pop.
Well, that's what happens. You get a pitcher that is struggling a little bit with his control as a hitter. He sees that, so he's going to look for just about one pitch, and Buck did. Well, you're not getting anything else over the plate. They're going to sit on that fastball. He put a pretty good stroke on it, and grand slam time.
That ball's hit hard toward right center field. Victorino, though, is there. And one away here in the sixth. John Buck now has 4 career grand slams. He's hit 2 here in 2011. Yankees hit 3 in one game yesterday.
Boy, that was unbelievable.
Bonifacio slaps it to left, and John Mayberry puts it away. Infante 0 for 3. Down the left field line, it's going to be a fair ball, and it heads toward the corner. And Infante is going to head to second, so he's there standing. That's the 5th hit of the inning for the Marlins. It's the 12th given up by Oswalt, which for the second time in 3 starts ties his career high.
Yeah, Charlie was trying to work him to get on out of this inning because he was leading it off. Now what he's getting ready to do is double switch here.
Yeah, so he goes out to Ed Rapuano. They signal for David Herndon to come in, and Michael Martinez will take over at shortstop for Wilson Valdez. So he'll lead off the bottom of the 6th. Valdez has the team's only hit. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen here at the top of the 6th with the Phillies down 6-1. 5 game. Children 14 and under will receive the ShopRite Cliff Lee Back to School Gym Bag. Roy Halladay is expected to pitch tomorrow against Anibal Sanchez. And again, the Saturday night game, 7:05 game, has been moved to the 15th of September at a time to be determined. Yesterday, Sunday's game was moved to tomorrow afternoon as part of a day-night doubleheader. So once it was deemed the weather was deemed to be bad tomorrow night because of Hurricane Irene, they canceled tomorrow night's game and moved it to the 15th and just kept the 105 game as Sunday's tickets. 2-1 the count to Logan Morrison. Marlins, by the way, are just going to stay in Philadelphia for the weekend and
ride the storm
out. Then they'll go up to New York on Monday or Sunday night, depending on how the weather is. There's Jack McKeon, the 80-year-old Jack McKeon, whose team is 26-32 since he took over. 16th year as a major league manager.
Wow.
Omar Infante's at second. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Logan Morrison.
Well, there's certain things that Jack definitely will make sure his players do, and that is hustle. And if they don't, he'll have something for them, usually taking them out of the lineup.
How about that? Became the oldest manager ever ejected from a game against the Reds on Wednesday. Morrison lines it to right, and Hunter Pence gets back to it and makes the catch, and the side is finally retired. So 8 men come to the plate. Here was one of the more important swings of the inning and of the game. John Buck's grand slam that's made it 6-1 Marlins. AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And by Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered. Bottom of the 6th, 6-1 Florida on top. Michael Martinez will lead it off for the Phillies against Clay Hensley. Martinez came out as part of a double switch in the top of the 6th. And he takes a strike. A lot of first pitch fastballs for strikes by Clay Hensley. Shallow left field. Logan Morrison was playing in. And one away. Here's Victorino. Victorino's hit it 12 straight, but he's 0 for 2. Sarge, we want to send best wishes out to Mitch Lappinson, who's one of our regulars here at Citizens Bank Park. Works for stats here at Citizens Bank Park. He and his wife Julie just welcomed in young Abigail Joan at Abington Hospital. Hope everybody's doing well.
Congratulations.
Abigail joins brother Cole in this world. Grounded to second. Omar Infante flips over to first. 2 outs. Mike Dunn loosening in the pen for the Marlins. Might be wondering why. Well, you know, Clay Hensley has made starts this year. He's a bullpen guy. But his longest outing has been 7 innings, and that was way back on the 29th of July.
Well, obviously, he's done a pretty good job, a real good job, keeping the hitters off balance. Variety of little different pitches. But he's been around the plate with that fastball.
Ball, 1 strike to count to Polanco. It is amazing the Phillies have just 1 hit. It was the home run by Valdez.
Yeah, you're looking at a pitcher that certainly isn't overpowering. Just been able to hit his spots. Well, keeping the hitters guessing. You know, it's not bad to guess, but I tell you what, you better guess and make sure you stay with your strength, whatever that is, up to 2 strikes, whether it's soft or off-speed pitches or the fastball. Preferably that fastball, because usually at the end of the game, that's the pitch that the pitcher has thrown the most, and thrown the most usually for a strike.
Did it always surprise you when you were hitting coach when guys told you that they were looking for something other than the fastball?
Always. Always. Especially if they were looking for a curveball with a guy with a real good curveball.
Well, there's a curveball that kind of hung, and Polanco gets a base hit. Toyota Major League scoreboard, bottom of the 6th. The Mets still lead it 2-0. Again, the Braves with just 1 hit. That's Chris Capuano, who's pitching for the Mets. Tim Hudson for the Braves.
Well, put a few hits together, pardon me, Tom, they could get right back in it. You know, and I say that because they had guys that can hit that ball out of the ballpark. Get back in it quickly when you can do that.
Ball, 1 strike to count to Chase.
Now that's what I mean about keeping the hitters off balance. He's done a good job of that. Hasn't had a lot of hard hit balls off of him tonight where they could find some holes. You know, there have been some balls hit hard, not enough. Evident of only 2 hits.
Opposite way for Utley. Down toward the corner. That is a fair ball. Played well by Morrison. Polanco stops at third. It's a double. And runners on second and third.
Well, I tell you, Morrison really catches a break. Ball going right down the line, and he comes over. The ball comes right up to him. If it eludes him, Polanco can score. There it is, slicing. Watch and see exactly where that ball hits. Right on the line there. Look at this play. Comes right back to him.
And Utley safe at second, safe and secure with New York Life. Well, now one swing by Ryan Howard.
I'm surprised that he isn't being taken out. And here comes Jack. Oh, left-hander was warming up in the bullpen. I was surprised he didn't bring him in to face Chase Utley. Maybe he wasn't ready then.
Or maybe he figured, there's 2 outs. Let me see if he can get out of this and get through 6. Instead, he lasts 5 2/3. He leaves with a 5-run lead. Now Jack McKeon's going to go with the odds and bring in a left-hander to face Ryan Howard. So we've got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. The Marlins on top, 6-1. Here in this inning, Clay Hensley's responsible for those 2 runners, but he's out of the ball game after throwing 73 pitches. He'll give way to Mike Dunn. Dunn is on to face Ryan Howard. Dunn 5-6 this year, 3.47 ERA, over from the Atlanta Braves. They acquired him in the Dan Uggla trade. They acquired Dunn and Omar Infante in that deal. See, left-hander sitting just 179 against Mike Dunn. And he'll face Ryan Howard, who's 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts against Dunn in his career.
Well, that would tell you he's got probably a pretty good breaking ball that he can get those lefties out on. Now, the situation here don't necessarily need a home run. Base hit would just do him very well, getting him right back in the game.
Runners lead off second and third. Six inherited runners have scored against Dunn. He's been all over his appearances. 8th inning, 6th inning, 7th inning. I mean, he's been used all over the place for Florida. And that one is drilled deep to right field. Forget about it. A 3-run missile for Ryan Howard. His 27th home run of the year. And the Phillies have pulled to within 2.
Wow. No doubt about it. When he hit it, I bet if you talk with him, he'd tell you I was just trying to make some hard contact. And when Ryan Howard makes hard contact, a lot of times that's going to be your result. Not even sliding as he drives that ball out to right center. There it is again. Boy, there's just sound when he hits it. Oh, you hear that sound? Oh, boy. You know it's trouble when you do, and you got the crowd that's right back in it.
99 RBIs for Ryan Howard. It's his first home run since the 13th of August. And that's it for Mike Dunn. Jack McKeon strolls out to the mound, and he's going to make another pitching change. So, finish the line on Clay Hensley. And for Mike Dunn, you can finish the line on him, too. This was an absolute bullet by Ryan Howard. A 3-run bomb. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-run game. This is the kind of home run that you can just sit back and watch, and you're stunned how fast it gets out of the yard. A 3-run home run by Ryan Howard. He's made it a 6-4 ball game. Now there we go. To-do list: gas, batteries, generator. Hey, where did he find a generator? And win number 84. That's what that guy's looking for. He still may be able to check that last one off. Generators, Sarge, they were hard to find today.
Yeah, I hear.
Ryan Howard certainly generated some speed, some bat speed with his homer. Here's Hunter Pence against right-hander Ryan Webb. Webb, the Marlins acquired from the Padres this offseason, 40th game. It's been solid for them, 2-4. An earned run average of 3.72. 2-0.
Well, that's how you see your way right back in the game, and they are only 2 runs down right now, still looking for base runners. See the kind of pitch he gets here. It should be one to his liking.
Off the plate, up the third base line, tough play. Dobbs, no chance.
No chance here for Dobbs. That's coming right off the plate. Now, when it hits that grass, kind of turns the other way going toward the line. By then, way too late. There it is again, and he just kind of throws that ball over there with a little hop.
Here's John Mayberry Jr. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, 6-4 game.
That looked like a pretty good pitch to hit. A lot of times, however, when hitters haven't seen a pitcher, they'll end up taking a pitch. I've always thought it better to look in a particular zone. So if you see that pitch where you want it, you go on and swing at it. He got that one a little bit further in, and that's a two-seamer as it comes in on Mayberry.
Is on first. 1-2 the count to Mayberry.
You got the outfield playing deep. Might be difficult to score him with a ball even hitting the gap. Maybe down the line you can score him, down the right field line.
Pence goes. The pitch is fouled away. And it remains 2-2. Pence got a pretty good jump.
Yep. Mayberry just protecting the plate. That's one of those situations. You got 2 strikes on you. Even if that runner gets that jump there, you got to make sure you're able to protect the plate and make sure it's a ball if he's running.
2-2 the count to Mayberry. Again, he protects. He might just keep throwing on breaking pitches.
Those are those sliders there, and hopefully he'll throw one and it'll just spin. Those are the kind that you can hit a long way.
They'd surprise Pence that maybe he would break early.
Yeah, doesn't take a very big lead. And you're right, though, he goes mostly on, it would seem, surprisingly. Yeah, a good lead would be out to that cutoff.
Line drive over the glove of Bonifacio over toward the alleyway in left center. Pence will get to third. Mayberry trying for second, and he just gets there and hangs on to the bag. Man, if that ball had skipped just a little more to the track, Pence probably would have scored.
Yeah, the only thing is, though, they were playing back so deep, almost no double. And the other thing, though, if it doesn't hit Bonifacio's glove, it may have scooted through. I thought he might have tipped that,
just a little bit,
ball to kind of slow it down just a little bit. Mayberry picking on a low pitch as he just smokes the ball. Well, he got up pretty high there. Now watch this slide. Has that right in front of him and keeping that hand right on the bag.
Randy St. Clair out to the mound to talk to Ryan Webb with Carlos Ruiz coming up. Ross Claude in the on-deck circle. Remember, the pitcher spot is the 8-hole. That's why Claude's out on deck. The Marlins do have another lefty in the pen, but he's not up. If Claude manages to get up. Michael Stutz, meanwhile, is up for the Phillies. Phillies take strike one. Ball right field. Mike Stanton's there. And he got him on a breaking ball on the side. Is retired. But the Phillies do climb to within 2 thanks to Ryan Howard's 3-run home run. We've completed 6. We go to the 7th. Mike Stanton will lead it off. Pulled to within 2 thanks to a 3-run home run by Ryan Howard. This after John Buck hit his 2nd grand slam of the year. And Clay Hensley wheels kept the Phillies off balance through 5 2/3.
Yeah, he did a good job. Then the Phillies started to put it together a little bit. Placido Polanco getting it started, and then Chase Utley, and then Ryan Howard, that blast to right center. A couple more hits after that. So, you know, all of a sudden we have a ball game again. The crowd's back in the game. Long way to go in this one, Tommy.
Mike Stanton leads it off against David Herndon. Stanton today is 1 for 3.
Now it's up to bullpen. Keep it where it is and see if the Phillies can get after their bullpen.
Phillies bullpen 21 12 this year. An earned run average of 3.49.
Well, what they really need right now is a shutdown inning because there's momentum here. The crowd's into the game. The Phillies are into the game. You give up runs here, all of a sudden it can change everything. These guys have had the leadoff man all night, it seems like.
All but 1 inning. That was the 3rd. Two and 2 the count. Good pitch. A sinker on the hands of the inside part of the plate. 1 gone here in the 7th.
Yeah, that's good movement down and in, and Stanton just swings right over it. They're doing his job here, trying to get through this inning, then they'll hit for him. There it is, what Tom described, that sinker down and in, but way in so that you can't get hurt with that. Even if he hits that ball, he's going to hit it foul.
How about Greg Dobbs is 3 for 3 tonight?
Playing great third base too. I was talking to Tommy Hutton about it before the game, and he credits Perry Hill, who's a tremendous infield instructor, with really helping Dobbs play a better third base. And watching him, his footwork is really good.
I guess that's, I was just going to say, what is it? Because everybody talks about Perry Hill and the job he does.
And Tommy, I said the same thing. What does he do? He said, I can't tell you. He said he just works miracles with people. He's a tremendous infield instructor, and he left here for a while. Now he's back coaching first.
Line drive, another hit for Dobbs, and this is going to wind up being another extra base hit. Well, Perry Hill has done nothing with Greg Dobbs' swing, but he's 4 for 4.
No, but he's helped him play third base enough so they can keep him in there for his bat. This is probably the ball they hit the softest tonight. Herndon actually makes a decent pitch on it. His sinker was up a little bit, but he kind of hit it off the end of the bat. But he's swinging so well right now. You see where he kept his hands, and also he kept that ball fair.
Well, his average now is up to 289. Gabby Sanchez takes strike one. John Mayberry went back a good ways, now comes in, and there are 2 outs. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They were each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Cameron's the hitter. Takes a ball inside, 1-0. Well, he's hit 7 home runs, Cameron has, but hasn't hit for much of an average.
He had 3 of them in the American League and 4 in this league.
Started the year with the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, played here against the Phillies in that series when the Red Sox were here. And then wound up in Florida when the Phillies were there in July.
Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Cameron's, everybody talks about this guy as the ultimate teammate. There are the Marlins 3 for 12. They've had a lot of base runners tonight. Phil's 1 for 2. Any place Mike Cameron's played, he's just evidently just one of the best people to have in your clubhouse. And he's had some really good years in his major league career, and he's an outstanding defensive player.
I first met him in 1996 when he was with the Birmingham Barons. White Sox.
Yeah, right. Oh, he was a heck of a prospect at one time. 3 home runs. Didn't he hit? What did he do? Hit home runs in back-to-back innings, I think. He and Brett Boone one time when they were with the White Sox. I mean, with the Mariners, when they were with the Mariners.
Eventually got to the Mariners in that Ken Griffey deal when Griffey went to Cincinnati. The 2-2. Inside, 3-2.
I know what it is. I think they both hit 2 home runs in the same game, something like that, where they both had an amazing offensive game.
Folks are Googling all over the Delaware Valley.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was.
He could always go get it out in center field, though.
Oh, yeah. He strikes out a lot.
And there you go. A call. Strike 3, down looking. 2 strikeouts this inning for David Herndon. His scoreless streak has gone over 12. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch with the Phillies down 2. Wheels, here's the question one more time. Name the Phillies player that went 7 for 9 versus the Reds in the '76 National League Championship Series.
You're telling me that's such a
7
layup.
for 9, Wheels.
I think it was Jay Johnston.
Well, you would be right.
He was really hot in that series.
Jay Johnstone is correct. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're a winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
That was quite a series. A big red machine that year. Went through the Phillies 3 straight. Went through the Yankees 4, and they were world champions.
Buzzed right through the Yankees.
That's all you had to do back then was win 7, and you were world champion. A little tougher now. You got to win a lot more games.
Pete Orr pinch hits for the Phillies.
Boy, the Phillies had that third game 1-2, 6-4 in the 9th, and then Bench and Perez went back to back, or Bench and Foster. Oof, it was tied fast. Off Ron Reed.
That was kind of the coming out party for the Yankees in '76. They were swept by the Reds and then won the next 2 world championships.
Right. Dodgers
made some changes. Brought in Reggie Jackson.
Right, Dodgers beat the Phillies to get there the next 2 years.
Or scalds it to right, and it's caught by Mike Stanton for the first out. Well, let's go back up to New York for an update on the Toyota Major League scoreboard. Wheels, we have good news for you. The Mets now lead it 4-0, and Chris Capuano still has allowed Uno 1 hit.
Is that right?
1.
Wow, didn't know that. That was Tim Hudson tonight too, right?
It was. He's not in the game anymore.
19. That could be Linebrink.
It is Scott Linebrink. See, Wheels, you know numbers.
Not good though, Tom. Not real. I'd bet much better on 7 for 9 with Johnston.
What number is Michael Martinez?
Wait a minute. 19. See?
Capuano, by the way, has 10 strikeouts through 7.
Told you.
1-1 the count to Martinez.
Well, the crowd's really ready to explode here again. You know, they love these games so much in this team. And, you know, down 6-1, got it to 6-4, second and third. And boy, they were really into it. You get a base runner or 2 and it'll pick up again. Well, they're kind of looking right now. Well, how many times are we going to see this team play for a while? The Phillies have a lot of road games coming up for the rest of the year.
20 of their last 30 on the road. One and 2 the count to Martinez. Outside 2-2. Martinez then the top of the order. Shane Victorino. He's on deck.
That could have changed now, though. It could be 20 or 31 because they have the doubleheader with Washington, right? Double home.
Oh, yeah.
But for a long time, it was 20 out of 30, right? And now they just added another one. Another home game with Florida. So they don't want to be doing it this way, getting home games the way that they are, but the weather has forced it.
Now Martinez has battled back and he's worked the count full 3-2. Well, he hit it right on the nose, but hits it right at Infante for the sunk it out.
Yeah, they've hit 2 balls right on the nose in this inning with nothing to show for it.
Now get Philly sports on the go. Wheels, be the first to know everything about your favorite teams right from the palm of your hand. Your teams right now. Download the free CSN Sports app today. Victorino's hit in 12 straight. He's 0 for 3. If you're wondering what the longest hitting streak of the year is for the Phillies, well, it's Victorino at 15 earlier this season.
Greg Dobbs, his old friend and teammate, playing way up at third base in case Shane thinks about dropping a bunt down there. There's Dobbs, who's had a big night. He doesn't bunt a whole lot.
No, he should know that, being his old teammate. Down and away, 2-0. Shane hosted his fashion show last night in Center City to benefit his foundation. It sold out pretty quickly, and everybody said it went really well.
Good. Guys do a great job. Players do a tremendous job in the community with all their charities. Marlins are really unsettled in their bullpen. Nunez has had a lot of trouble closing games. He's not the closer right now. This game is really winnable. They're going to go with Mujica, it looks like, next. He throws a lot of splits, changeups. They say he can pitch every day.
Oh, Infante to his left. He'll take care of 2 of the 3 hitters in this inning. Phillies got some good swings against Ryan Webb, but nothing to show for it. We've completed 7. We move to the 8th. The Marlins leading it by 2. See your local Chevy dealer. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Buy Xfinity only from Comcast, the official HD triple play provider of the Phillies. Buy the Quality Plus Ford stores. And buy Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines do rapid rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. All quiet in Center City the day before, I guess, the night of the storm. Folks are taking the evening to enjoy a ball game, and I'm sure spent most of the day preparing for Hurricane Irene. Did you get all your furniture inside, Wheels?
Some of it.
Batten down the hatches.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a little bit nasty here.
Michael Stutz is on to face John Buck, then a pinch hitter at the top of the order. Slider for strike 1. It's 0-1.
They have an 8-man bullpen, 6 right-handers, 2 left-handers, only a 4-man bench. They're going to. Alfredo Amezaga is back with them. That's Peterson on deck as a pinch hitter, but when they had their infield problems, they brought Amezaga back.
He was with the Colorado Rockies.
Yep.
John Buck is the difference right now in this game because he had a grand slam his last time up.
Yeah, hit it to right field.
I honestly didn't think it was going out.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a sac fly when it left the bat.
Yep. Boy, he's got him buckling 1-2.
It's an important appearance for Michael Stutz. He's been getting hit around a little bit, and they really need to hold the game right where it is. Here's the pitch there. What was it, a slider it looked like? And, you know, he hit it to a short part of the ballpark there to the front row. Grand slam home run, and that put him up 6-1.
Phillies eventually got a 3-run home run from Howard. It's now 6-4 here in the 8th. And a called strike 3. I don't know if he was looking for a slider, but he got a 94-mile-an-hour fastball one away.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. He's saying something to Ed Rapuano there. Here's a look. Well, it was supposed to be inside, and it was out away, and there was a lot of movement there by Ruiz, and it's, you know, you don't usually get that call when a catcher moves that much.
Phillies have had 1, 2, 3 innings so far tonight. Every time the Phillies retire the opposing team in order, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity HD Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, lightning fast internet, and home phone. Brian Peterson is the hitter. Six for 13, you see, as a pinch hitter. Overall hitting .266. His only home run this year is as a pinch hitter.
He got to play quite a bit when Logan Morrison took a little hiatus, and now back on the bench with Morrison back with him.
Well, full slate of games all the way around the American League and National League. We've been talking about the Mets leading the Braves 4-0 in the 8th now. There's Capuano pitching in that one. Over the American League, Cleveland Indians lead the Royals 2-1. That game's in the top of the 9th. Jim Thome made his return to Cleveland tonight. Can't wait to see what kind of reaction he received.
I thought you were going to tell me he hit one.
No, he didn't really. He hasn't really done much.
Okay.
Batted cleanup, but he was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts.
Well, I'm sure he got a big ovation.
That one's toward the alley in right center field. Hence cuts it off, but Peterson slides into second. So a 1-out double.
Got a breaking ball up, it looked like.
One-out double, and Stutz will have to face Bonifacio in the top of the order. As Wills mentioned, this is a big appearance for Stutz, and it's a big appearance for the Phillies overall, because they're within 2 against what really has been a shaky Marlins bullpen.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Stutz, he needs this for his confidence, and they need to keep the game right where it is. David Hernan pitched around a 1-out double last inning. Now Michael Stutz has to do it.
Herndon, by the way, has stretched his scoreless streak to 13 consecutive innings.
Good job
tonight.
Yeah, he's done a really good job.
Oh, and 1 the count. Well, Bonifacio's gotten two strike hits so far.
Yeah, you really want to cheat towards left and left center with him anyway, but especially with 2 strikes, because he's normally going to hit the ball the other way unless you throw something to speed his bat up.
1-2 the count. A moment ago, there was a foul ball in that same spot, and somebody in a Marlins jersey caught it, a young kid, and he made a nice play on it, and he got booed.
Oh yeah. All in good spirits.
Yeah. Had himself some long at bats tonight.
Yeah, they say he's really been struggling offensively too, but as you say, Tom, he's had long at bats, good at bats tonight.
He's playing shortstop tonight for the Marlins. We mentioned Hanley Ramirez on the disabled list with a sprained shoulder. He played down in Jupiter tonight. Went 2 for 4 with 3 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Got him. Change up. Bonifacio can run. Ruiz throws him out. Second strikeout for Stutz. And he has 2 outs here in the 8th.
Nice job by Carlos Ruiz not to panic there. He blocked that ball in the dirt really well, and then with very fast runner going down the line, he did take a look at Peterson, keep him there at second, and then throw Bonifacio out at first.
So now Omar Infante, not an easy out, contact hitter who has struck out once tonight. Doubled back in the 6th. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets have tacked on a couple more. They now lead the Braves 6-0 in the bottom of the 8th. They're still batting with 1 out. Capuano has 11 strikeouts through 8.
Guys pitch well for them. I only see him once this year, I think. I'm trying to remember.
Saw him as a pinch runner the other day.
Yeah, saw him as a pinch runner.
I think you're right. I think he only pitched 1 time against the Phillies.
Yeah, he hasn't pitched much against him.
Peterson's on second. He hit a pinch hit double. And slider for strike 1. It's 2-1 to Infante. Leanne's been busy down there. And she has another foul ball. One strike away from getting out of this 8th to give the Phil's offense a chance. Down by 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See where they want to go here with it.
He goes slider away, and Ruiz makes a fine play to his right.
Yeah,
Peterson at second.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of a guy just trying to throw a perfect slider and just hanging on too long. Right there, and then he throws it way out of the strike zone where there's no chance he'll go after it. You know, he's throwing near the zone, maybe he'll go. 2-2 breaking ball. When he come back, 3-2 breaking ball.
Got him. Fastball. Blew it right on by him. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Stutz. He leaves a runner in scoring position. We have completed 7.5 here in Philadelphia. The Phil's bullpen kept the Marlins in check. Now let's see what the offense does at the bottom of the 8th. trouble in North Carolina, making her way up the coast. 1 foot of water flooding South Marina Street in Wrightsville Beach. I don't even know where that is, but our sister network, the Weather Channel, is providing complete coverage of Hurricane Irene. And because of the hurricane wheels, tomorrow night's ball game, the 7:05 game, has been postponed, rescheduled for Thursday, September 15th at a time to be determined. Fans will be notified once a time is set. In addition, fans can check Phillies.com for the latest information. Edward Mujica is the new pitcher for the Marlins. 57th game, he's 8-5 with a 3.03 earned run average.
Said he likes to throw a lot of splits, change-ups.
Seen him a couple times this year where he's gotten hurt during the game. And then the next day he's perfectly fine.
I think they carried him off the field.
Brought the cart out and everything.
It's like he took the Lourdes overnight. He's right back out there. Is that the same guy?
Polanco, Utley, and Howard. And it's 2-1.
You know, they're only 1 base runner away from tying run right now with 6 outs to go. And against a team that has really struggled late in games lately for a while, a couple months.
Phillies have Ryan Matson up and warming in the pen. Polanco fouls it away off to the right. It's 2-2. Marlins bullpen. An earned run average of 3.45 this year. There's Matson. And nobody's up for them at this point.
Foul ball caused a lot of excitement down here below us.
Absolutely. Dobbs to his left. He sailed the throw.
Well, talking about how much better he's played, and they've been bragging on how much better he's played, and had all kinds of time right there, and just airmailed it. Here we go. Could be a start for him now.
If anybody else you want to black cat wheels, that would be an advantage.
Yeah, really. He did everything right here. Watch. Got it. Good footwork. He took an extra crow hop. I don't know whether that did it or not. That extra crow hop. There's 1, 2. Let it go. Woo. See ya. Very fortunate for the Marlins that he didn't throw that thing in the dugout.
Absolutely. So the 8th error of the year for Dobbs puts Polanco aboard. Here's Chase Utley.
They robbed Utley tonight. They've done a good job positioning him tonight, playing him up the middle.
Not many teams do that.
No, and he, he got hit a bullet at one time tonight, right at Bonifacio where he's positioned.
Phillies have had 2 home runs tonight. That's their scoring. A solo shot by Valdez, a 3-run shot by Howard.
Most teams play Chase in a, as a pull hitting left-handed hitter, but more conventional in the shortstop area than this team does, where they're playing him almost behind second base. See, look how close he is right here. A lot of teams will play him over in this area.
One ball, 1 strike to count to Chase. Shallow left field, Bonifacio. And Polanco goes back to first. So Chase is retired. That'll bring Ryan Howard to the plate. He blasted a 3-run home run his last time up. If you timed it with a stopwatch, you may not have even been able to press the button before it got out of the ballpark.
Yeah, that did get out quick. See what they're going to do with their infield now. Whether they're worried about, whether they're thinking about a force Yeah, they are. Yep, they're going to keep the infielders in the infield, as opposed to sometimes with a 2-run lead, he'll play deeper.
That could be to the benefit of Howard if because he's been hitting the ball pretty good tonight.
Yeah, see, a lot of times the second baseman's out there when a team has a lead. This is Greg Dobbs, the third baseman over here. He would be covering second on a force out.
Little topper to first. Foul ball.
That's that splitter we talked about from Mujica. He likes to throw that a lot, and throws one here. Here's that home run Tom's talking about. Looked like Dunn threw a fastball there. It was a little bit middle in and down, and about that point it's heading out of the yard. Quick.
99 runs batted in.
How many's that off the Marlins? You were saying earlier? 34 home runs off one team.
Trying to become the second National League hitter to reach 100 RBIs. That's a tough pitch.
The pitcher really wants that one to get called. Because now he has him set up to throw that split in the dirt. So Mujica will get his ground ball double play opportunities. Well, there it was. And Ryan's able to foul it off and stay alive.
Howard's down looking on strikes. Yeah, there are 2 outs here in the 8th.
That was that split again too, and he got a call third on it. Watch it dive. He thinks it's outside. Depends on where it crossed the front of home plate. Ed Rapuano says it did. He's gone.
The puck kind of pulled it back toward the outside part of the black.
Yep. Two tough pitches called on him in that at bat. If you're Mujica, you're saying I made my pitch.
Pence is 1 for 3. An infield single his last time up. Plays off a slider, and it's 0-1 or 1-0. There's a learning curve for Hunter Pence with all these National League East teams now that he has to face. You know, he faces the National League East twice a year.
Well, the Mets pitched him up in the zone. They came up and in and threw high fastballs to him. And, you know, obviously the breaking ball away. Not much of a pattern so far here tonight. This guy just throwing that split because that's his best pitch.
Polanco's on first. He reached on an error. There are 2 outs. It's 3-1 to Pence.
Oh. He'll just keep throwing it probably right now.
It's a final score up in New York. Chris Capuano, a 2-hit complete game. He allowed 1 hit early, 1 hit late. 13 strikeouts. Polanco goes. That ball is hit toward the middle. A base hit. Polanco keep it on over to third. And the Phillies have first and third with 2 outs.
That's Hunter Pence right there in a nutshell. He makes it look so bad, splitter after splitter, and then he throws another one. He hits it hard up the middle. That guy he is determined.
Well, he's gotten a hit in 20 of his 24 games with the Phillies.
See if this one's up a little bit. But still not a bad pitch. If you're Mujica, you're thinking, oh, he didn't have to hit that.
46th 2-hit game. That's why he's among the league leaders in hits. Fourth in the league in hits. 1-0 the count to Mayberry.
Nice to get one right now with 2 outs. Have a 1-run game.
Eddie St. Clair to the phone. Phillies scored 3 in the 6th on the home run by Howard. They had 5 2-out hits. They have Polanco at third, Pence at first. Pence is back diving. Fastball that was up a little bit, and it's 1-1.
Boy, you're right. Did he have a swing at that baby? Maybe the last fastball he sees. Oh, wow. They're in a no doubles, don't hit it over your head defense out there as they threw him another fastball, trying to prevent an extra base hit. See how deep the 3 outfielders are. And Dobbs is over near the line, as you would expect, at third.
They had a similar setup the last time Mayberry was up, and because of it, they cut off a ball in the left center field gap, and it did tick the glove of Bonifacio, but Pence couldn't score from first. The 1-2. Oh boy, a called strike 3, a split that was up, and it's the second strikeout looking in the inning for Mojica. He leaves 2 here in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 strikeouts. We go to the 9th. Prepare for the regular season. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night, presented by Toyota. That's after the ball game, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Top of the 9th inning, Ryan Matson is on. He was warming up with the hopes that the Phillies would tie it or take the lead in their half of the 8th. They trail it by 2. Matson in his 47th game, 3-2. With a 3.18 earned run average.
Well, they've had 2 men on in 2 of the last 3 innings of the Phillies, but both times there were 2 outs.
Well, Matson will face Logan Morrison.
At this point, nobody's up in their bullpen. We mentioned how they've been having trouble closing games. They really don't have a closer right now, and the way Mojica threw, maybe they're going to let him try it for 2 innings. Nunez has 33 saves for them, but he has really struggled lately.
Madsen works ahead 0-2. Off day yesterday. Madsen getting a chance to work here, even though it's not a save situation. Up at Boston, the A's and the Red Sox are playing each other. They're in the 7th inning. A's lead at 9-4. We bring that up because Tim Wakefield was going for his 200th win again. That poor soul. He's had a lead a couple of times and they haven't been able to keep it. Tonight, he didn't have the lead.
Yeah.
Grounder to second. One away here in the ninth. Mike Stanton's the hitter. I wonder if Wakefield, if he gets his 200th, if he just says, you know what, I'm done. That's it. It was too hard. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Knuckleballer, they pitch for a long time, and that's what he's done. Now they have somebody up in the bullpen.
That is Badenhop that's up and throwing in the pen.
Burke Badenhop closing games. How about that? He does have one save.
Oh no, it's Cishek.
Oh, Cishek. He has 2 saves.
Socks were high. He was tall. Throwing from the right side. Oh, and 1 the count to Stanton. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. In the bottom of the ninth, the Phillies will have Ruiz, a pinch hitter, and Michael Martinez. Blanco was nudged over toward the line, but still was able to get over and make that play, and Howard was able to make the tag. 2 outs.
That was a nice shift there by Ryan Howard. Tremendous play. Polanco pulls him off the bag. He just, thanks him just now. A little motion with a glove. Took a little bit of a funny hop, but he just pulls him off. Now watch Howard shift and make the play and then put the tag on him. Nice shot.
Be a heck of a collision.
Oh my. Big as Ryan Howard is, he don't want to take that guy on running 90 feet.
Dobbs 4 for 4. 2 doubles. A couple singles. And John Mayberry makes the play, and the Phillies finally retire Greg Dobbs. So 1-2-3 top of the ninth for Ryan Madsen. Now the Phillies will try to come from behind. Carlos Ruiz leading it off. pulled the Phillies to within reach. Now they threatened in the 8th, and now in the 9th they'll have one last chance to come from behind. They'll do so against Steve Cishek. 35th game, 2-1, a 2.63 ERA. Called upon to close. He's closed 2 games out this year. Leo Nunez was the closer for the Marlins for most of this year. He's also the topic of trade rumors for a long time this year as well. That never materialized. And now it's Cishek will try to close this one out. And it'll be Carlos Ruiz, a pinch hitter. Or I should say Carlos Ruiz, Michael Martinez, and a pinch hitter. Rally cap time. I was right the first time. Martinez was out on deck and screwed me up.
Yeah.
It's Ibanez who's out on deck.
Right.
And it's 0-1.
Because the pitcher's been in the 8 hole since they made a double switch.
To the count. Let's see why Cishek could have some success as a closer. His fastball is in the mid-90s, but he comes at the hitter in an odd way.
Just looks like he'd be a little bit easier to hit off on the left side than the right side.
True.
He's a sinker slider, has a changeup, and as you say, Tom, he's a sidewinder. Jack McKeon just trying to find out some things about his players.
I think he's going to be back next year to manage the Marlins into the new ballpark.
Cishek 228 left-handed hitters, 222 right-handed hitters, about the same.
One out here in the bottom of the 9th.
That's a nasty pitch there. Coming from the side like that with a 93.
Well, here's Ibanez now.
Here it is with 2 strikes on him, trying to protect. Too close to take, and a real good pitch by the pitcher.
Pitcher spot is due off. Ibanez has been nursing a sore groin, as Will said before. They said that he was good enough to probably play, but they decided to give him one extra day, but that they could use him as a pinch hitter. And here we go. Charlie Manuel's used Michael Martinez and Pete Orr, and now Ibanez. Now there's no pinch hitting Martinez who's on deck because there's no shortstops left.
Right. Just throwing fastballs.
How about that?
But his team hit 3 slams yesterday.
Yeah.
Putting up 22 runs.
Kind of funny all around the ballpark. All these different rally caps. Come on, get it on. Base hit for Ibanez. So the tying run is coming to the plate. All right, you can keep the rally caps at the same spot. Don't spin them around. Don't move them to the side.
As you said, Tom, before, now they may pinch run for Raul. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little delay.
Figure Ben Francisco.
Yeah, and you can't hit for Martinez here because there's no extra, there's no other infielder.
Forget about Ben Francisco. Cliff Lee has been doing nothing. He can pitch run.
How about that? He isn't even the tying run. They love him.
They do. Oh, and 1 the count to Martinez.
Trying to get on base, keep the train moving here.
Toward the alleyway in left center field. On the run is Morrison. He's not going to get there. Cameron misplays it. Lee's being waved home. He's headed to the plate, and this is a one-run game.
Yeah, Michael Martinez driving the ball the way he did there. That ball was smoking. And it was slicing the whole time, too, so no chance for Cameron to sinker down and away, and it just kept slicing. And now here's Juan Samuel when he sees the ball bobbled out there. He knows he has a real good runner coming, so we can send him.
"6-5 Marlins." Victorino gets another chance.
Well, this place alive now. Throwing one of those little down and in sinkers, he might hit it out of the ballpark.
Up and in, 1 ball, no strikes.
See the swings the left-handed hitters have gotten in this inning. You know, you would kind of expect that. Right-handed hitter Ruiz had trouble with him, but left-handed hitters are more comfortable.
Leo Nunez has started to throw in the pen for the Marlins. Victorino's hit it 12 straight. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Fly ball left field. And Logan Morrison puts it away for the second out.
Our WB Mason delivery of the game while the Phillies are still trailing by 1. This made it 6-1. A grand slam home run by catcher John Buck into the first row over the National League scoreboard. And his second grand slam of the year. Our WB Mason delivery of the game.
So John Buck's grand slam is giving the Marlins the lead here in the 9th. The Phillies have pulled to within 1. The tying run is at second. The winning run is at the plate.
You got a guy who hits the ball to right a lot, and you got a gun in right field playing shallow. That pitch looked like maybe a little high. Stanton is really cheating in right field. As you see right there.
9 outfield assists for Stanton.
He can be erratic when he throws, but he can really throw.
0-1 the count to Polanco. Ground ball to shortstop. Bonifacio takes a big hop, and the side is retired, and the ball game is over. The Florida Marlins hang on and win it by a final score of 6-5 as Cishek picks up his 3rd save, and Florida takes the first of this 2-game series. Well, our Chevrolet players of the game: Greg Dobbs, who had 4 hits, and John Buck, who had 4 runs batted in on 1 swing. And his grand slam turned out to be the difference in this game. So the Phillies' lead in the East remains at 6 games because of the loss by the Atlanta Braves. Marlins win it 6-5 here tonight at Citizens Bank Park.